Alright, this is keyboard modding, aka changing out my keyboard a little bit. Take one. Citations for the night supposed to be stable. My name is Mr. Hamterlot, and welcome to another DIY video. It's been a while since I've done one of these, huh? I think the last DIY video I made was like last Autismus, when I made these Snorlax coasters. Basically, for today's video, we are not DIYing with basic crafts. We are DIYing with technology. Specifically, my keyboard for my PC. Now, for those who probably don't know this, I made a video last year where I customized my keyboard. I'll link it up here, even though I learned the audio is kind of crap the other day. Blame my old camera for that, and microphone. But basically, that video, I kind of want to redo it because, well, in that video, basically I unboxed, tested, and customized and reviewed my keyboard, which is a Red Dragon Chimera K552 keyboard. I didn't really do much with it though because, well, all I did really was just take off the stock keycaps and put on some black and white or blue and white ones. Sorry, but yeah, it's time for an upgrade. And earlier this week, but by the time I'm filming this, a couple days ago, I not only ordered some new keycaps, which I'll show you in a minute, I also ordered some new switches for the keyboard. Apparently, I didn't know this until like a couple months ago. Apparently, some keyboards, not all, disclaimer, not all, but some keyboards are hot swappable. Meaning that they can be, you can take out the keycaps and pull out the key switches that are underneath the keycaps and basically just replace them. But here's the catch. Not all switches are the same. There's all sorts of different switches you can get. There's Gateron switches, Cherry MX switches, I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'll just spell it out right here. And Otemu switches, which is what I have for my keyboard. Now, the part I'm mostly worried about is seeing if my keyboard's hot swappable, because there are some versions of this keyboard that are hot swappable and some versions aren't hot swappable. We're gonna find out today if I can fully customize this keyboard or I just wasted $75 basically. So basically I bought a lot of switches. I bought like 100, that's 10. I bought 100 keycap switches and some new keycaps, costing me about $90. I know, it's a little expensive, but they're literally the cheapest Otemu switches I could find. Do I regret it? We'll see. Depends on if this keyboard's hot swappable. But I'll have to cut to the part where I actually show you guys what the keycaps and switches look like. And whilst I'm on this little tiny tripod, which I'm gonna put the webcam on, I'm basically gonna give you guys a second camera angle for once. Believe it or not. I'm basically gonna lay the tripod here. So yeah. And I would show you what the keycaps and switches look like, but right now, but I don't have them yet. By the time I'm filming this right now, they're like 6 stops away from being delivered to my house. So I'm gonna cut the camera here, and the next shot you're gonna see me on this tripod pointing down at my keyboard. Be right back. Actually, hang on. Let me do a cool transition, actually. Alright, so as you can tell, the keyboard's turned off. That's because I have it unplugged from the PC. So, first thing I want to do is take off the keycaps. So, let's do that real quick. Got my keycap puller right here. I would have bought one of those wire ones, but I didn't have the money. Just gonna be honest. So, let's remove some keycaps. Enjoy this ASMR time lapse. hopefully this audio isn't too loud. I'll dial it down first. Alright, so here's what the keyboard looks like with all the keycaps removed. Those are examination on this thing. This thing's a filthy mess. Jesus. Okay. I would clean it, but I'm not sure how. I highly recommend you clean it, but I don't have a brush for that, so we're gonna move on to the next step. So let's open up this package from Amazon, which I think has the switches in there. Actually, I'll skip the unboxing scissors for now. Scissors paper. Easy to open. Yep, these are the switches. Alright. Let me open one up real quick and show you guys what they look like. So these are Otemu silver switches, which are like a Otemu black switch, only an updated version. Which by the way, I never knew what an Otemu black switch was. I've only heard of red, brown, and blue switches, never black ones. So that's a first for me. Before I open up the rest of those, let me grab something from this bin that I grabbed out of my closet. This is the, can you read it? Yeah. PC peripherals bin. I'm just gonna empty out these storage totes full of keycaps and move them into a Ziploc bag. Give me a second, I'll have this part out. Okay, so basically I bought 5 of these, each one having 20, so I bought 100 of the Otemu silver switches. But this is where the part of the video where it gets tricky. Like I said earlier, I don't know if this keyboard's hot swappable. I don't remember if it's hot swappable, so let's find out. Let's see. Let's just remove the escape key and see if I can. Maybe doing it sideways. Nope. They're not hot swappable. Which means I just wasted 75 bucks. Maybe if I try a different one that sounds in a not so easy to get spot. Nope. The way to tell if it's a hot swappable keyboard is if the switches come out without trouble. These are giving me trouble. I could have sworn this was hot swappable. Let me try the spacebar key. There we go. Ah, that's so annoying. Yeah, I don't think this is hot swappable. I might have to return all these. God darn it. That's annoying. I could have sworn this keyboard was hot swappable. Okay, so I clearly can't use the new switches. That's disappointing. So it looks like I'm gonna have to move on to the next part, which is adding the keycaps without replacing the switches. That's so annoying. Well, at least I can use one thing from this video, and this is us in this package. But first, unboxing scissor time. Alright, so these are by XVX. These are Japanese aesthetic style keycaps. In the art style izakaya, which is apparently based off a Japanese pub, according to sources. Google. So, let's see what these look like. There we go. Let's see what these look like. Came with its own keycap puller. That's interesting. Now I have 3 of them. Okay. So here is what the keycaps look like. They look really cool, actually. Can't wait to see how they look on my keyboard. Now, there are 109 keycaps here. This keyboard's only 87 keycaps, so a few of these won't be used since it is a 10 keyless keyboard. Let's add the keycaps. Enjoy this quick little time lapse. I don't like these. Alright, so here's my new keyboard. I gotta say, I really like these keycaps. Like, I absolutely love them. Holy cow. Now, before I plug the computer back in, or plug the keyboard back in and see how the other RGB looks like, I want to give you guys something that I know those who are fans of ASMR are wanting to see. A typing test. So, here you go. There you have it. So yeah, I'm gonna plug this keyboard back into the PC. Give me a second. There. I was afraid of that. So the keycaps aren't see-through. They can't see the RGB through them, but honestly, I don't care. Like, these keycaps look so cool. And the thing is, we still have these keycaps, which I'm gonna store in a Ziploc baggie, but we just appreciate how cool these look. Like especially that keycap, especially. Dang. So yeah, let me put the webcam back on the tripod, and I'll give my final thoughts. Okay, so final thoughts on these keycaps, and well, I would give them a review on the switches, but as you saw in the video, it didn't work out because this keyboard's not hot swappable. Although I could have sworn it was. Like, I thought I heard from Linus Tech Tips. You can find it in this video here. I thought he said in that video that this keyboard was hot swappable. Maybe I misheard him some way. I don't know. But yeah, I was an darn shame about the switches. Maybe I'll save them for a future project. Maybe I'll return them to Amazon. Who knows? But for the keycaps, I like them. It's a darn shame they're not see-through through the RGB lighting. Keep that in mind. But I like the way they look. It just has that aesthetic, you know? So, final thoughts on everything? Well, I can't really give my final thoughts on the switches because I didn't use them. But final thoughts on the keycaps? Seal of approval. So yeah, I think that'll do it for today's video, guys. I know this is kind of a different video than what I usually do, but it's kind of hard to make a video of unboxing things like I usually do when your birthday's coming up. April 27th, keep that in mind. With that being said, I think I'm going to close off the video here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, drop a like you're dropping the bass. Wow, wow. And give the old subscribe button, y'all smizzity smack. And I'll see you fellow knights in the next video. Toots.